It all started one evening after work when I noticed something was off. Lisa, my wife of 5 years, had been acting strangely. She was distracted, a little more distant than usual. I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but something felt different. There was an odd tension between us, something I had never sensed before. The subtle signs had started appearing a few weeks prior. Long late nights at the office, a sudden obsession with her phone, and that familiar guilt in her eyes whenever I asked about her day. The usual stories she gave me about her work seemed rehearsed, but I dismissed them as stress from her job. Maybe I was overthinking things, I told myself. But then one night I saw it. A random message from an unknown number popped up on her phone, which she had left face down on the kitchen counter. I couldn't help myself. I grabbed the phone and unlocked it. The text was clear. Can't wait to see you tonight. 9 p.m. at our usual spot. I'll be there early to set things up. My heart sank. I tried to ignore the feelings rising in my chest, but I had to know who this person was. The name on the message wasn't familiar, and I couldn't even begin to imagine what was going on. But I knew I had to act fast. The next day, I played it cool, keeping my suspicions to myself and pretending everything was normal. As the hours passed, my mind raced. Should I confront her? Should I let it unfold on its own? That evening she told me she was heading out with friends. I knew better than to question her. I was starting to believe her lies less and less. She had a habit of getting ready slowly, and I couldn't shake the feeling that she was preparing herself to meet someone. As she left, I made a decision. I would follow her. I had to know the truth. I drove to the restaurant where I suspected she would meet him. I parked nearby, waiting in the shadows. My heart pounded in my chest, my thoughts a whirlwind of anger, confusion, and fear. What would I do if I actually saw her with another man? How would I confront her? I had no plan, just raw emotion. Minutes passed, and then I saw her walk into the restaurant, glancing over her shoulder as she entered. She was dressed up, not just casual. She looked different, like someone else was already expecting her. Then it happened. I saw him, a tall man with dark hair and a confident posture, standing near the entrance. He was watching her, smiling as she approached. My stomach twisted, but I stayed hidden in my car, watching them interact. I couldn't take it any longer. I got out and walked toward the restaurant. I had to see for myself. But then something unexpected happened. As I stepped closer to the door, the man turned and walked away right past me. He didn't even seem to notice me. I froze for a moment, confused. Was he avoiding me? Was he just going to the bathroom? Or leaving? I pushed open the door, my breath catching in my throat. Lisa was sitting alone at a table, nervously glancing at her phone. She looked up at me, her face draining of color as her eyes met mine. She stood up, stammering, "What are you doing here?" Her voice was shaky, but there was no denying the panic in her expression. For a moment we just stood there, taking in the situation. She looked like a deer caught in headlights, trying to figure out how to lie her way out of this one. But there was no time for games anymore. I walked up to the table, keeping my voice low but firm. "I know what's going on. I know about him." Her face paled even more. What? You don't know anything," she said, her voice trembling, but the lie was so obvious. Her eyes darted to the door as if expecting him to walk back in, but he never did. I leaned in closer, watching her every movement. "I know you've been seeing someone else, and I know it's not the first time." I could feel the anger bubbling inside me, but I kept my composure. "You thought you could keep a secret, but now you have to face me, Lise." My voice wavered as emotions started to well up. "I'm sorry. Please just let me explain," she whispered, reaching out to touch my arm, but I pulled back. I couldn't let her manipulate me again. "I don't want an explanation," I said coldly. "I just want the truth." She broke down then, her composure shattered, and she admitted to everything. How she'd been seeing another man for months, how it started innocently as a friendship but escalated, the lies she told to cover her tracks. It all came out in a rush. As I stood there, the weight of the situation hit me like a ton of bricks. I had never imagined it would come to this. I had loved her, trusted her, and she had betrayed me in the worst way possible. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to scream, to lash out, to make her feel the same pain she had caused me. But another part of me, the part that still cared for her despite everything, just wanted to leave and never look back. I turned to go, but she grabbed my arm again, desperate. Please don't leave me. I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. Her tears fell freely now, but I wasn't moved by them anymore. You made your choice, I said, my voice firm, and now I have to make mine. I walked out of the restaurant, the door swinging shut behind me with a finality that echoed in my chest. I didn't know what came next. All I knew was that nothing would ever be the same again. Lisa called me 1,000 times that night, begging for forgiveness, but I didn't pick up. The betrayal cut deep, and I wasn't sure if I could ever forgive her. One thing was clear. I was done being the fool. No one would ever have that kind of power over me again.